హే హాయ్ గైస్, వెల్కమ్ టు గుల్టే ప్రో. నా పేరు రామ్ వెంకట్ శ్రీకర్. ఇది యాక్టర్ విక్రమ్ ప్రభు ఇంటర్వ్యూ. కొంచెం కాంటెక్స్ట్ సెట్ చేయడానికి ఇంట్రో చేస్తున్నా. విక్రమ్ ప్రభు ఆయన ఒక తమిళ యాక్టర్. ఇప్పుడు ఘాటి మూవీ రాబోతుంది కదా, క్రిష్ జాగర్లమూడి గారిని. దాంట్లో ఆయన ఒక ఇంపార్టెంట్ రోల్ ప్లే చేశారు. దానికోసమే ఇంటర్వ్యూ చేయడం జరిగింది. అండ్ విక్రమ్ ప్రభు ఈజ్ ద సన్ ఆఫ్ యాక్టర్ ప్రభు అండ్ ద గ్రాండ్ సన్ ఆఫ్ లెజెండరీ తమిళ యాక్టర్ శివాజీ గణేశన్. అండ్ దిస్ డెఫినెట్లీ హ్యాస్ బీన్ నేను చేసిన వాటిల్లో వన్ ఆఫ్ ద మోస్ట్ ప్లెజెంట్ ఇంటరాక్షన్స్. సో I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Vikram Prabhu garu, hi.
Vanakkam.
Welcome to Gulte. Welcome to Hyderabad. So how has Hyderabad been treating you?
One of my favorite cities. I have a wonderful friend here and a lot of friends actually from long back. So I do keep coming at least twice or thrice a year from before working also. So it's been a wonderful city for me. Yeah.
What has taken so long for you to come to Telugu cinema? Hyderabad, okay, but Telugu cinema, what has taken so long?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't have opportunities earlier on. I think I can say this now. Gunasekharan sir actually approached for Rudrama Devi.
Okay.
For I think Allu Arjun sir did that role finally. But when he did come, he came home to Chennai and he came and told me the character. And then I thought he was just going to tell me the character, and I knew at that point this was around 2013.
Yeah.
So I knew at that point I was one of my second movie was getting delayed. We were
Even
shooting for
Veeramalli,
yes.
okay.
We shot that for almost 130 days, 140
Okay.
days. So that kept getting extended. So I kept getting backlogged with Arimanambi and Srikar and all those things. So I was just blocked at that point, and sir had asked for like a month of dates, and he told me that this character, and then I was like, sir, I'm honored that you came all the way home, sir, but I don't know how I'm placed right now. He's like, no, it's okay, I'll tell you the story. He told me for 3.5 hours the story, and I was like, the entire time I was just having a guilt trip,
That you're not gonna be doing
I'm
it.
not going to be
Yeah.
able to do it. But when you finally finished, I was just like, sir, it's so sweet of you to even say all this. I'm just excited for the movie, excited for the characters, but it's just I don't know if I'll be able to get the dates. So that was one of the first opportunities. And then in between there were a couple of things which I couldn't relate to, so I did take my time. But finally, when Krish approached, I was in Goa for a film festival. Did a movie, Irugapatru.
Yeah.
Our entire team was getting awards for it. So we were there, and Krish sir called, and he was like, "Can I come meet you? And I have a script." I was like, yeah, okay, sir. Once I'm back in Chennai, we'll meet up. So he came home, and then he started to talk about the story. And I was just thinking the entire time, Rudrama Devi was Anushka,
Yeah.
and then again it's
Life's
Salga.
coming like a
I'm
circle,
like, okay,
yeah.
it had to happen at some point. It's happening now, but I would say my first green signal for me was Krish. Basically, like I just loved the vibe, the kind of wavelength. Then when we were talking, we could just understand each other very easily. So that made me very comfortable. And
So how exactly would you describe wavelength? And when you say you could
comfortability
understand
factor, like
Okay.
we had the same interests about movies, like we had the same perspective about a lot of things within the industry, and those things really do matter when you do go into a working environment. And for me, the first tick box was Krish. So he made me comfortable, and funnily I asked him, I was like, why did you come all the way here to come and ask me to do this role?
Yeah, it could have been a phone call or
Yeah, no, but I mean, he came all the way.
Yeah, exactly.
And my first question, he didn't even narrate anything, and I just threw this question at him, because for me, he's a really well established big director. And when he's coming forward to me, my first thing is like it's almost like a pressure, like, okay, what's he expecting from me? Because that's what I want to fulfill by the end of the movie. So that was the first question I threw to him. And he was like, Vikram, you have some fans in Hyderabad. I watch all your movies. I was like, sir, that's so sweet of you. And then we started talking about movies and everything, and then slowly we got into the story and everything. So that conversation, the first few minutes of conversation itself, I understood like, okay, we will gel very easily. Yeah.
Did you follow his work?
Yes, I to a certain extent I did. I don't sit and watch too many movies. I tend to just like read scripts and this and that, and then just do my work. My free time is family time most of the time. So if I do get to watch a movie, I go to the theater. Sometimes movies with the family, sometimes without, with friends. Go watch the movies. So I try to keep myself relevant to what's happening, but most of the time I'm not totally in with the trend of what social media is talking about or whatever. I might know world news, but not any of these like trendy social media.
So
weirds.
if I send you memes on Instagram,
yeah,
it's likely that you wouldn't.
No, actually, yesterday somebody was asking about this even Verma, one of the songs, this Loveless song, was apparently trending again, and then they had these memes on it, and I had no clue, and they were asking me, I was like, no, I don't know. So I mean, it's something related to me, what I've done also, but I didn't know about it. I don't spend time on that.
It's a good thing actually, staying detached
it
from
does,
all the
it
noise
does.
online.
It does. It's a funny place as an actor or in the industry. We want all our work to be enjoyed by everyone. At the same time, we also need to know where and who is talking out of, whether they have any intention to say something or it is coming from a natural place. So it is a very weird space
it's a very
to
tricky
understand.
Space to
yes,
operate in because as actors, you want that validation. The success of an actor depends on how much attention he or she is receiving. But then there is also that edge where you are.
Yeah, you need to know whether it is a paid tweet or something, so you need to be really aware of those things, because there's also negative ones and positive ones, and they do pay to do negative things also. So if you know that, you will completely not even look into that validation. You just go back to where you put the, we call it Polyarsuli, where you understand what you're doing, what you are putting the effort into. So I stick to that more.
Lovely. You seem like a very sorted, very sane.
I've had enough experiences in the industry to understand.
But have there been instances where you felt a little off balance, maybe confused with the negativity,
of course.
For the first time?
See, the biggest challenge for, I guess, not just an artist, but I mean director also, was and is from script to screen. That travel, right? Like you greenlight a script, and then when you go watch the movie, it has to be the same, at least 95%. If it's 100, you're amazingly happy. But if it's not, then you start questioning things. It goes backwards, and it doesn't take one person to do a movie. It's a huge number of people put together, the number of factors. So there's so many things that do come in, and you really need to be aware what you're in it for, how far you can put your effort, where you should really intervene and where you should not, where you should keep your thing back. And I've understood that certain places you can actually intervene, because
what are those places?
See, there's a part where when you go to shoot in the morning, by the end of the day, you have to be happy and satisfied with what you do. Just because things are, going out of your control or whatever, if you just want to wrap up a scene, it's not going to work. You're giving up that, right? So then you cannot expect the same result on screen. So
I mean, if you care, you will intervene if you feel like it needs intervention.
Yes, it does. But to a certain extent. Control the controllables or something I really go by, because that's all it is. You just keep going through life, right?
So is it a good sign if you are being forced to intervene?
Forced to intervene,
where you feel the need to intervene.
I would rather not
control the direction.
I would rather not.
Going in.
I would rather not. But even during Ghaati, I would just throw certain hints if I see it, because I worked as an assistant director. So if I see something
to Mr. Vishnuvardhan, right?
Yes. So if I see something off somewhere, I do throw it to the team or to Krish thing, because it'll be bugging me later if I don't. So I'd rather just let them know, and if it's an intentional thing what they're doing, then fine. Otherwise, yeah, I try not to get too much in their face, because I know it is a large scale movie that we did shoot, and the terrains that we went and shot. It wasn't an easy shoot. So beyond all that, to keep in mind what scene you're shooting and everything. So I realize I try to gauge the place properly, and then I'll get in.
Lovely. How does Mr. Krish direct? Because you have worked with a lot of
Yes.
filmmakers.
Yes.
What's something unique or specific to Mr. Krish Jagarlamudi?
See, he's a wonderful writer. That's where everything starts. That's what I liked about him. And when he was reciting the story, and he had like a AI presentation of how he wanted me to view this place and everything. I was like, did you already go shoot and come? Like, how are you having all these pictures? He's like, no, I just use AI, and like it's brilliant. Like, he wanted me to understand the world so I can get into my character. And that is the first part. So if that director has already done that, then well and good. It is my duty to understand and then come in. So once I come in, he's given me the script, he's given me the lines. The script was to the point, like what I needed to say, what I needed to do, everything.
Bound?
Yes, it was a bound script, but he did tweak the words here and there. So that was one thing. I was like, just give me like a day in advance. Just give me the dialogues, because I need to understand that. I cannot speak Telugu, but I put in the effort here. So when coming into a scene, when Krish is there, and we're all in the same frame of mind of what that scene is, we're in that mood. But then he'll again, talk about where the scene has originated, where it's come, and where it's going to go next. Those are the things that any director should do, and he does it wonderfully. Like, it's just in a natural way he does speak about it. And if there is anything that he does expect, he will say it once we go in for a shot. Like, once Sweetie and myself, we do the shot. Then if there is any tweaks, then he'll come in. He gives us the space to bring that character to life, which is something like a director should give the confidence to the actors. And I think he gives it, and then it's like a putty and tinkering kind of thing.
Right.
Like, oh, okay, I like this, and then we'll go like that. So that's how it's teamwork, basically.
Super. And at least from what at least from the interactions that I have with actors, especially during these interviews and all, I'm not saying, like, I'm not trying to generalize it, but a lot of actors have to overcome a level of insecurity. Because there is a lot of scrutiny. You guys are in the public eye. You guys are being judged based on everything you say, on screen, off screen. Success or failure, that's like a whole different beast again. But every actor or anyone who's in the public eye has to overcome a level of insecurity at different stages. And when somebody like you, who has had his own career, you are doing still films as a lead, but when you're coming down, and Ghaati is an Anushka Shetty vehicle, right? She is the the face. So what was it like for you to I'm not saying that it's a step down or anything, but you must have had something in your mind, right? Whether did you have that or not?
I understand the question that you're asking. We do live in a world where everything is, like, for lack of a better word, typecast. It is like this, it is like that. So I've never actually been, from my first movie, inclined towards something like that. Like, for example, my first one, Kumki, it was Gajaraju here. It was a very different offbeat movie at that time itself.
You haven't done many conventional.
No,
that was a question.
No, my first thing when I chose that, my first bunch of questions that came to me was like, why not doing a commercial subject where you can just go dance and do a bunch of fights and show what you can do? I'm like, I know I can do that. Why should I go prove myself that I can do that? When that movie comes, I'll do that. This is something I want to do, and I've always kept at that. So it is not the conventional thing. It is not what sometimes the theatre or the business also wants, but I've always gone with it.
Yeah.
And you mentioned even Varamadri was released as Citizen here, and Arimanambi and Sigaram Thudu. Everything had its own balance of what my character does in the
Even
movie.
Tanakaran for
Yes,
that
yes.
matter.
So the thing is, I just like the script, means then I'll go in. I did Radhamohan Sir's movie. It was called Aruvad Vayadu
Yeah,
Maniram.
with Prakash Raj, sir,
Yes,
right?
with Prakash Raj.
It's a remake of a Kannada
Yes,
film.
yeah, Goddiban.
Yeah,
yes.
Rakshit Shetty.
Yes,
and-
yes.
yeah.
So see, that I did because it is that value of the father and son relationship, and how this generation is split about what is important in their life,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
family or work, the work pressure, and all those things. So I didn't think for a second. I was just like, okay, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And then when I did a movie called Tupaki Manai, it was a character that was 10 years
Elderly,
older.
very
Yeah, so I had
older,
like white
yeah.
hair and everything. And I didn't bother because I like the script. It is something that's talking about a very relevant thing about, violence against women and everything. I was very much ahead of most of the other movies that did follow. And whatever national news that came up, this movie had already spoken about. So there are always things that grab my attention to do certain movies beyond the fact that who is doing what in that movie. And like for me to go do PS, Ponniyin Selvan,
Yeah.
everyone's like, why are you doing this role? I was like, why should I not? Like, what is your perspective is not my perspective.
Exactly. That's the
yeah.
point. There must be a lot of people around you questioning
Yes,
a lot of
there
your
is, there
choices.
is. See, that's the thing. Like, we are in the society where everything is like tagged and given some heading. So I don't go with that most of the time. Like, I mean, I will do movies where I will be headlining those movies. I will be the main. I will be doing the kick-ass action or whatever.
Yeah.
But I do tend to go here, there, everywhere. Like I did Irugapatru.
Yeah, it's like such an unconventional film.
Like, I mean, the kind of appreciation I got for that movie. I was here in Hyderabad at a restaurant, I think Aidu or something, and a young girl came up and she's like, my mom and grandmother want to talk to you. I said, oh, I'll come, and I got up and I went off to their table, and they thanked me for doing that movie. They thanked me for doing that movie because there was 3 generations there. And that movie talks about marriage and relationship and about individual, personality. And if I had said no to that movie, I would have really hated myself. The producers of that movie are the same producers as Tanakaran.
Yeah, SR Prabhu.
Yeah, SR Prabhu. So the director of Virugapatru had asked him for a meeting with me. And the first thing he told him was, no, he's into action and, like he won't do all these movies. So then a month went by and then he's called the director, and then the director is told, he's like, what happened? You haven't fixed the actor for this yet. Like, I told you I wanted Vikram Prabhu. What happened? He's like, why are you so adamant? He'll not do this movie. He's like, no, you get me a meeting. So then Prabhu called and then he's like, can you do a special appearance? I was like, what do you mean special appearance? He's like, no, it's about this relationship thing. I was like, why don't you send the director? Let me hear it out. So he came, he sat down for half hour, and at the end of it, I was just like, see, these kind of movies need to be made, need to be seen by people today. Not just today, anyone have to watch it. And that decision that I took at that time, if I had in my mind that, oh no, I have to look like this, I have to be presented like this, then it wouldn't make sense. I wouldn't be making myself happy about it. I'm here in this industry to also do what I love. I love acting, I love cinema, but I also want to do different types of cinema. And I would put it inside the space of ego, which I leave outside when I come for work. Okay. So I don't go by that. But beyond that, if you're talking just about Ghaati, I'm a big fan of Anushka ma'am, Sweetie ma'am, Krish, I just loved the way he came, he narrated, and I think somewhere the other, it just kept pulling me. You know, this Hyderabad, this Telugu movie space just kept on pulling me, and I was like, why am I resisting it so much? And suddenly, out of the blue, Krish came, and I was like, okay, maybe this might be it. And that's how I did approach it, and I was just very happy with the character that he brought me. He keeps saying, you know, like the first movie was Gajaraju that came here for you, and this now you're doing a character named Desi Raj, no, Desi Raju.
Okay.
So I was like, there is some thing, you know, in cinema, all these they talk about all these things. So I was like, okay, well, maybe. But then, you know, when he finished narration, I was like, okay, yeah, fine, let's go for it. So
Super.
I'm just happy.
No, I love your response, and I'm genuinely surprised with how, what do you call, how practical you are, and the fact that ego is not even in the room. That's really surprising.
You cannot, because ego will not let you sleep if you have it. Yeah.
Super. Now coming to Ghaati and Anushka ma'am, there is a lot of, you know, secrecy and fascination around her because she doesn't make a lot of public appearances. We rarely get to see her. You got to work with her closely, right? So what is she like as a person?
Whatever good things you heard of her, it's all there. Like, I mean, her screen name is Anushka, but her real name is Sweetie. I was just like, they really named you Sweetie, or after a few years of how sweet you were, they named you Sweetie. They're like, she's literally like that. She's like, I kept saying to Chris, like, she's a person with a golden heart. Like, she genuinely cares about everyone. Like, she genuinely cares about like everyone, in the sense, like everyone on the set. And the things that she speaks, it's always positive. It's always something that is, you know, so warm to talk to her. Like I'm just happy I have a friend now. You know, we talk now. Once in a while we call during you know, this festival times or something, and then we speak. It's always nice. Like if I tried to catch up with her if I'm in Hyderabad. I got to meet her parents, a whole bunch of her friends and everyone, and they're all genuinely like such nice people. Nice people attract nice people. So I was just like, okay, I'll also be one of the nice people.
You are nice.
I'm saying, like, she's such a nice person. So I'm just happy that Rudrama Devi didn't happen and Ghaati happened. Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. Life keeps
it
coming.
It does. So, I mean, you're a wonderful person here, sitting here in Hyderabad, and I'm genuinely happy for being a part of this movie now.
Now, I was I'm familiar with Chennai, but to people who are watching this interview, if you had to hit me up with some very what do you call, interesting food recos, what would you suggest? Like, no, I mean, I'm sure people must be aware of the mainstream ones like Talapakatti or even something like an Erode Amman Mess or something. Yes. But give me like your personal favorites or those
actually
hidden.
Chennai. From what I've eaten here, I think
are you a foodie, by the way?
Yes, I am.
I think we hear great things about your family and how they come to your office or house. Anna Ilim. So, you know, I was working, sorry for this detour. I was working in New Indian Express and I had a colleague named Avinash, and he would keep telling me that we have to go to their house one day for some interview or something, and we have to have their food because there are so many stories and so many things that people have shared in interviews about how generous you know the family is, and how well it
is part of our Tamil culture. You know, there's a word that actually defines that when people come, you give them food from your heart, and they will enjoy it, and the happiness that they get out of it, they will remember forever. So those are the small things that my grandfather and my grandmother did, which my father and mom continue, and I also try to do the same thing. So that is a very basic human thing that we hold. So I'm just happy that everyone does realize that, but we don't do it for the realization. We just do it genuinely because it's been part of our thing. But one thing I'm happy about Chennai is it does have diverse food things. Of course, you can go anywhere and you'll have the best sambar and chutney and the best chicken curries and everything. But we do have a Korean, huge Korean community there.
Okay.
Because of the Hyundai and all these Korean companies. There's almost 200 Korean hubs over there, like companies. So the Korean food space is really good. So I keep telling one of my friends who's into the food space, yeah, like, why didn't you guys pull, like get a branch over here or something? He's like, no, we are more into fusion. And I say, like, Hyderabad, anywhere you go, there's just fusion food of everything. But we have a space called ACO. And it's just brilliant. Like, I think it's been like my second home. Like, basically, if I'm not eating at home, I have some of my meetings and my lunches, my dinners always there with
ACO.
friends. Yeah, AESEO.
Okay.
I mean, I'm saying it ACO because
Right.
it's easier to remember,
Yeah.
but it's called ASO or something like that. But it's a proper Korean thing. And the entire building is like 4 floors of just the restaurant.
Okay.
So it's very good. And recently, this K-pop and all Korean dramas and all got famous, right? Suddenly, there was a huge influx of people suddenly there. But that space has been there for almost 7-8 years, and I'm always there.
Do you gatekeep places? And suddenly you have those your personal favorites, which might not be mainstream.
Yeah.
Suddenly they go mainstream and they become popular. And you are like, man.
No. I do have friends who are like that about that space, but I'm just happy when more people discover good food. But I always tell, like, oh, go try this out and everything. And like recently, there's called Vishesham, which is right by Mount Road only. It's really wonderful, like in a higher level South Indian space. Like, if you've gone to Southern Spice and Dakshin and all these places, it's like that, but it's a standalone. So I enjoy food. Like I actually took Dad and went there. And he's like, it's very nice, huh? Like, it's the same home food. But once in a while, when you go eat home food outside, it's nice. So, yeah, I mean, I love my dosas and everything. So, on my days where I do eat, I'll go enjoy my food. There's no holding back. Yeah.
Superb. Hyderabad,
Like I said, fusion everywhere. I cannot take too much spice. I at one point I was like, does everyone over here say taste as spice wise? Because the spicier it gets, they're like, oh, it's very tasty. I'm like, it's tasty.
the spicier it gets, the tastier it is.
I think there was one time when I had curd rice and it was spicy. Yeah. I was like, how can curd rice be spicy? But I mean, spice level I cannot take. I think I used to be able to take. I studied abroad for like 4.5 years. And that time my spice level went down like anything. So for me, just to get used to the spice level again with my Chennai food itself was very tough. Hyderabad food, there's very few things I'll eat, very few things I'll even think of eating. But I have to have a proper curd or buttermilk on the side, otherwise I can eat it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for the time. It was lovely talking to you.
Yeah.
All the very best for your debut.
Yes, thank you.
Debut after some 20-25 films, so it's a very interesting spot to be in.
Yeah.
So all the very best for the film releasing on September 5th. I hope to see you more often in Telugu films.
Thank you so much.